Hello, everybody. Andrew back again. Top Fitness Strategies. Our interviews are going strong and awesome, and we got all kinds of stuff happening. Once again, check us out, topfitnessstrategies.com. Go to the Facebook page, Top Fitness Strategies, and it's facebook.com/Top Fitness Strategies. You know that, and you can also find us on YouTube and on Twitter and all the good stuff. So this month we have something pretty cool. Him and I are pretty similar. You might be scared off right away, but believe me, he is a lot more refined and professional than I am at this. And talking with him and reading up on his stuff, it's all kinds of good stuff going on here. So let me introduce him. Brian Kelly is a certified personal trainer, author, and founder of Global Fitness Club, an internet-based venue that provides live workouts completely free. He helps entrepreneurs and busy business professionals to achieve peak performance via online fitness. His mission is not just to end the trend of obesity, but also to end the trend of what he calls FDD, or fitness deficit disorder, a condition often found in entrepreneurs and busy business professionals, moms, and students. Brian founded Global Fitness Club at the age of 48 after receiving alarming results from a routine health screen. From that moment, he vowed to commit to his own health and fitness and is now sharing his mission with individuals who have the desire to get and or stay fit. And that's a great intro. And Brian, thank you for being here, and welcome to the Top Fitness Strategies interviews.
Thank you, Andrew. It's a pleasure being here. I appreciate you having me on the interview.
No problem. All right. So obviously, people know that I like to read the bios up front of people, and that's by design because I don't want to leave anything out. But from what I read and researched on you and for what little we talked, that bio does not do you justice at all. So tell me a little bit about the background of Brian Kelly and how you got started with this whole fitness stuff.
Oh, my goodness. That would take far too long because I'm far too old, but I will try to do my best to keep it short. I'm a career software engineer by trade and have been in fitness on and off throughout my life, more in the younger years than in the latter. And as you rightfully stated in the opening, that once I turned 48, I'm now 49, I received some pretty alarming results on a health screen, and I had never in my life ever had anything close to being, near moderate or bad results. Mm-hmm. And that just shocked me into reality to say, you know what, Brian, it's time to get back into this fitness seriously, not as a business, but for myself, and to be accountable. And that's how the fitness part of this all started to actually, a lot ensued from that point. My son also got involved with me, and it evolved into what is now the Global Fitness Club, an actual fitness business.
Uh-huh. Okay, so you open up a whole bunch of threads there, so I can get into. So first of all, we'll put the Global Fitness Club on hold for a second. I want to get to your background, because a lot of people, like you stated, and I'm the same way. We were both probably, I don't know, I was, and from what you just mentioned, I bet you were too, an athlete in high school and possibly even in a collegiate level of some sort.
I played in high school. My entire youth, I played sports, football, basketball. I even played some hockey, and I'm from the desert. Can you picture that? An ice rink out here in the desert of California. That was incredible, an unbelievable experience. Played a little youth football, and then in high school, basketball and baseball. I had desire to play in college in baseball, but there were certain rules that the coach had put down that I decided I needed to move on and concentrate on a scholastic career versus a sports career. So I hung up my cleats, so to speak, at that point, and still played a little bit on local recreation leagues and that kind of thing. But yeah, I've always loved athletics and sports.
All right, so you, like myself, you started focusing more on the college studies and less on the sports, and I did exactly the same thing when I was in college. So after college, tell us about were you constantly active at that point? Were you working out? And I asked that because in the bio I read, and also on different places I've read about you and listened to some of the things you've done, you said that you were, like the bio says, alarming results from a routine health screen. So that leads me to believe that you thought you were active but you weren't, or thought you were healthy but you weren't, or what do you mean by alarming results from a routine health screen?
Yeah, I think I wasn't really shocked that what I was shocked about was just the fact that I had never had that result before. I mean, in retrospect, I was in denial for a full 2 weeks after seeing the results on a piece of paper. And I was literally blaming the equipment that, they made the measurements with. I called them, I won't give the name of the company, but a cheap company's gadgets that were responsible for my poor readings. The alarming part was I had never, just flat out never had anything like that. And it scares you. It literally scares you. After 2 weeks ensued, I came to reality and said, I had it tested twice actually, and they both came out the same way. And I said, oh my gosh, I've got to buckle up and just get serious about this. And they weren't life-threatening, but they just were the first time they were bad. And I was overweight for myself. I'd never been what I would consider to be obese, probably technically obese at the time, but those are, as you're probably aware, those numbers don't have to be too large to coin you as obese. But I was overweight, definitely. And I was never overweight in my life either. And so everything kind of culminated. Life just, it was like a snowball. I was working a full-time job. I was also working as an entrepreneur after I got home until the late hours at night, getting up early, going back to the full-time job. Wash, rinse, repeat, no exercise, horrible eating habits, drinking too much wine and beer and alcohol. It all just snowballed on me. So I finally had to hit the reset button.
Yeah, and your story is not unlike anybody our age, basically, because both of us being in the fitness world, we see a lot of it. All right, and all of a sudden your eyes got opened up a couple of years ago, from what you're telling me. Mine, a ways back, even a little farther than that, probably about 5, 6, 7 years ago. And what I'm going to mention here is we have similar paths on this one as well, because everyone that listens to my stuff and reads my stuff knows that I have a tremendous love for a program called P90X. And from what I understand, you do as well. Because from what I understand, isn't that something that you and your son started together?
It absolutely is. And okay. I love P90X. I actually met Tony Horton in person just a few months ago. And he's a phenom. Tony Horton's wonderful. P90X, he has 3 programs out now. And yes, I started my son on it. We had an agreement. He was 12 years old at the time, playing youth football. And I went to the local gym that I always went to. I won't name it by name, but he was underage. They would not even let him in the facility, inside behind the counter, let alone go in to lift weights or do any exercise.
Oh, wow.
So I just happened to be watching an infomercial. There was P90X. Wasn't the first time I saw it. And while I'm watching it, I told my son, I said, hey, I'll make you a deal. If I purchase this, I will work out at home, but you have to work out with me so we can start getting strength training for football. And it was perfect. Resistance and body weight that won't injure a child or a kid. And that's how it started.
Okay. So you go from working out, from this getting the health screen that shocked you, scared you, to working out at a gym, and all of a sudden now you start working out at home. So am I doing this timeline correct so far?
Yeah, what happened was after I got the shock, so now the shock was a fast forward from my son and I starting to do the workouts on P90X. So fast forward another 5 years, and that's when the shock hit. He's now 4 years, so he's now 16 at this time. And I came home, and he was in shorts and a tank top in the house, and I could tell he'd been busy doing something. I asked him, what are you doing? What you been up to? He says, I just finished working out. And I said, beautiful, what perfect timing. I am joining with you. Let's work out together again like we used to. And that's what we were doing. We were working out to P90X at the time.
Well, awesome. Okay, so then how did you transition from that to doing this online global fitness club, which we'll start getting into now? So how did you transition from one to the other? What was your motivation to do that?
I was involved with the company Beachbody that produces P90X, and I got word that they had a certification program coming out that you could, if upon completion of certification, you could personally train others to P90X legally with license to do so. And so I did it not for getting clients and earning money. I did it because there was going to be pain involved, both financial and time. I had to spend a weekend. In Santa Monica. That was horrible.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. But I wasn't, playing around on the beach. We were studying, and we were actually going through all the exercises. And it came at a financial cost to do so. And I figured if I have skin in the game, then I will put value to fitness more than I was in the past, and it will be my accountability system. And I can look back and say, if I don't work out, well, I just threw that money away, so it's a self-inflicted guilt system to keep you going for accountability, and that was the reason I did that.
So, okay, so this brings me to another question that I have written down here, because you are a big believer in having an accountability partner. Or now, is that, in my eyes, when you say that, it means it's a workout partner. So am I looking at that right? Would you?
Absolutely right, yes.
Okay. So that being said, and this is just my personal experiences with the P90X product, and once again, folks that know me know I'm a huge person that at-home workouts. Okay, whether it be, and I don't want to keep. This is not an endorsement for P90X, even though we both love it. But working out at home, I'm huge on that. I have nothing against going to the gym. But for me, right at this point in my life, it's better to work out at home. So that being said, how does one find an accountability partner or a workout partner if they're working out at home?
That is an absolutely perfect question. I actually often bring it up while I'm doing the live workout, streaming the live workout to the members. You don't have to be physically in the same room to have a workout or accountability partner. What you can do with technology today, you can text or Skype on your phone or just be on the phone on speaker and say, hey, let's work out together, let's do it at the same time, and you can interact verbally or through video with each other while you're working out together through the live stream or even through one of the recorded workouts that I put together. So it goes beyond just the working out part of it. Accountability partner isn't just for the workout, it's also for the nutrition plan. I'm a big proponent of paleo nutrition. And that is all that information is also available, and I won't go into the details of that, but it's accountability from all aspects of fitness, not just working out, but also staying true to a nutrition plan, whatever kind it might be. Pick one that works for you, that's healthy, that has a set of foods that you're not allergic to, for instance, and stick with it. Get an accountability partner to keep you accountable to continue forward. As you know, Andrew, fitness, people they will start and they're gung-ho, I'm going to lose a bunch of weight, and that's a misnomer, by the way. We can talk about that later, but you shouldn't concentrate on the weight. That's what everybody does, the scale. But people's, that's their motivation. And then they do it once or twice. They get really sore, it hurt, it was hard, I had to sweat, yuck, I'm quitting. So this is an accountability partner, keeps you from quitting so soon, and it will keep you going strong throughout the remainder of, hopefully, your life if you keep looking for that person that is as dedicated as you are.
Me being a part of a gym for all those years, I was a former gym rat. People that know my story know I went through workout partners. They're a dime a dozen. But at the same token, there's so many other people there that even though you might, quote-unquote, lose a partner, and when I say lose, I mean it's not because you guys, you and your partner split up or something. It might have time changes in jobs or life happens and you can't be there at the same time. There's a gazillion other people there that you can start working out with, quote unquote, with quotation marks there. While being at home, you can. But with your program, with the Global Fitness Club, like you said, being online, being on Skype, however they want to interact with each other, it's a lot easier that way. Which brings up to my next question is, how about the people who say, well, I'm too busy at work, or I have my own business. I can't find the time to go to a gym. I can't find the time to work out at home. Why would I even want to start an at-home program if I don't find the time? Both of us being trainers, we hear that all the time. So I always love to ask other people as I interview, how do you, I don't want to say counteract that, but how do you answer the question that people say, well, they don't have enough time to work out?
Yeah, it's a great question, and yes, it comes up all the time. Fitness is rife with excuses, those that don't want to do it and want to make every reason not to, because of, let's face it, getting fit is not fun. You can make it as fun as possible, but down to the metal, it is not fun. It's just being straight up with everyone. So there are ways to make it more fun, like I mentioned earlier. But the real answer to that question, or the real question asking themselves, is how can I afford not to make that extra time? In other words, it's all about prioritizing your time. It's not about making time. You can't make any more time than you. Everyone has the same amount of time in every day. So it's about prioritization. Get up an hour earlier and knock out a workout. take a lunch break, knock out a workout. After you come home, keep that television turned off and get a workout in. And you can, through habit, form a new habit within 28 to 38 days. You will have a new habit, and you'll be getting fit every single day. You will feel incredible. Those that say, I don't have an hour or a half an hour to work out, consider this. Once you've worked out, and you know this to be true, Andrew, after you've worked out, what is your energy level like? And I'm asking you, Andrew, what is your energy level like?
It's absolutely high, yes.
And what is your how does your productivity go? I mean, is it higher, lower? Is it significantly higher during the day?
It's significantly higher.
Exactly. So what I tell people is if you don't have half hour or an hour to work out, well, guess what? If you do that workout, you're actually going to be increasing your productivity at least twofold. If you work out a half hour, you've increased your productivity by an hour. You are saving yourself a half hour by working out in that particular scenario. Work out an hour, you are gaining 2 hours in productivity. You lost one in the workout, so you've gained one. For all you math whizzes out there, it's pretty easy to figure out. But just consider it helps you. So work out as early as you can in the day, and that way you'll have that energy to take you through till the end of the day. Plus, you'll be so much more alert, so much more active, and more productive. Your day will go by, and you will feel so accomplished as a result.
Wow. 1 hour, half hour a day, 1 hour a day workout is going to double your productivity. I like that. That's a good way to look at it. I mean, that's awesome. So now we talked about the time. My question was, looking at some of your other interviews that you've done and a couple of TV appearances that you've done, and I see you bring bands everywhere you go. Now, I bring this up, and I'm taking a long way around this question here, is once again, people that know me know I do this. I ramble on a little bit to get to a question. But right away when people hear about, okay, I need to work out, they think of the gym, they think of equipment, they think of weights and things of that sort. And you say, well, I work out at home, and most people right away, the people I've talked to, think that, all right, you have a universal setup machine at home, or you have this equipment, or you have that machine, and so on and so forth. Now, I just have a couple of dumbbells, and like yourself, I use bands, I have in the past, and I have a pull-up bar. That's it. Of course, I have a TV screen, and I play a lot of DVDs and videos and things when I work out. But my question to you is, what kind of, for your Global Fitness Club and things that you endorse, what kind of equipment does somebody need to be physically fit or do an at-home workout?
A set of high-quality resistance bands is all you need. Just to clarify, I do not train P90X anymore. The company told me not to live stream it anymore, so I ended up developing my own system from scratch. And it's a similar type of program. It's resistance-based training, and body weight is all that's involved, your body weight. Resistance bands are all you need. Yes, you can add additional equipment, and yes, I do recommend some additional equipment, but it's not absolutely imperative, because who can take a pull-up bar with them in a suitcase on the road when they're traveling for an extended period of time? I just went to Maryland for a couple of months, and there's no way I could fit that or dumbbells. In fact, while I was there, I purchased a very inexpensive yoga mat for reducing the pounding when you're doing running in place, or you're laying down on their nice plush carpeted floors, as you know how hotels are. They're like concrete with fabric on top of them. And so you just get resourceful. So throw the bands. They fit wonderfully in suitcases. They mash in there, and it's almost like they don't exist. And then get a mat if you need one when you get to your location. If you're at home and you've got nice plush carpet, that's fine. I still use a mat at home. That would be one of my other investments. The other, as far as working out, though, in order, so bands obviously are what you need, no doubt. In addition to that, the next most positive or most results-generating piece of equipment is the pull-up bar. It is unbelievable. It works you hard. It works you fast. And it works you a little better than the bands will. Beyond that, I would also look into investing in push-up stands, which allow you to get a deeper range of motion when you're doing a push-up. So you can get down a little deeper and a little deeper stretch on the pectorals, so you can get a little bit better motion. But beyond that, and dumbbells are nice. I like free weights. I'm a former gym rat myself as well. I loved all the free weights. But again, you have to put those someplace, and if you don't have a dedicated room to work out in, you just want to, pull a chair aside and knock out a workout in your living room, then you don't, you know, that could be an eyesore for some people. But yeah, bands are the only thing you really absolutely need. And I'm proof positive of it because that's all I used for a couple months in Maryland. That and a nice little cushy mat.
Awesome. You're man right up my alley, my own thought process here. You know, it's interesting you bring up pull-ups and push-ups. And I say that because the more people I interview and the more research I do, it seems to me people are getting away from all the fancy-dancy equipment out there and back to the good old push-up and pull-up. Now, I'd be the first one to admit that, you know, back in my gym rat days, a push-up, get out of here. A pull-up, no way. You know, lat pull-downs and bench presses, you know, that was a thing. But getting older, and I don't want to say wiser because everybody will laugh at that one, the push-ups and pull-up, and because there's so many variations of each you can do, those two exercises, stay true to form. They'll go through time, thick and thin, and you really can't beat those two for overall fitness. Now, if somebody wants to build a particular body part, you know, for muscle build, for competitions, whole different story. We're not talking that. We're talking the 30-minute to 1 hour a day workout, folks. When Brian and also myself tell you about the push-ups and pull-ups, we're not just saying that just because, you know, that's what we do. There's scientific proof behind all this that those two things work. All right, I'll get off my little high horse tangent there and everything else. But I'm glad you brought that up, and it's funny we talk about push-ups and pull-ups all the time.
And one thing,
okay,
I'd like to add, if I may, on that,
sure.
Andrew, is there are quite a few people out there, especially women, and I don't mean this in a mean way or anything, but they can't do push-ups because it's difficult, and you know the triceps may not be developed and the pecs may not be developed. And I just want everybody to know there are ways to ease that and get you so you can do push-ups. One is to drop to your knees instead of doing it from your feet. And you can do push-ups. And even if you still cannot do it at that point, what I say all the time on my live workouts is just attempt to do the push-up and hold the position as long as you possibly can, release, and attempt again, and keep doing that over and over as long as we are doing it live during that workout. And you will find sooner or later you are going to start doing push-ups on your knees first and then graduate to your feet. Same thing with pull-ups. Put a chair close by, right in front of your feet. Step on that chair and use your legs for assisted reps, we call them. Use your leg to help push you up as you're pulling up with your arms. And anyone can do that. So you can always get started, and it doesn't matter what the exercise is. Anyone can do it. So I just wanted to get that excuse out of the way.
All right, so while we're talking about that, let me ask you a couple of things about this Global Fitness Club, which I think the premise is absolutely fantastic, and I'll be the first one to stand up and applaud you for coming up with it and doing it and everything else. So with your live workouts, I guess is it called streaming, live workout streaming, or however you phrase it? It is so cool to me from what you're doing. So my question is, since you do it by yourself, and you just mentioned that some people can't do push-ups and things of that sort, they'll work their way up to doing them. Do you have any kind of modifications within your workout for the people that aren't at the level, I don't want to say advanced level, but aren't at the level to do like a full range push-up? Do you do any kind of modifications in there?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, what I just described a moment ago about the push-ups, I described during the live workout each and every time. For every move, if you have pain in the knees, for instance, I give you alternate moves for that because I'm catering to a crowd that's around my age, or it doesn't have to be around my age. It doesn't matter what age you are, but if you have an injury or if something is hurting, I either give you a modified move or I just tell you to skip it because we're not here to injure you. We're here to get you more fit. And by skip it, I would say instead of doing this move, try something like this other move that will still work this part, but it won't hurt that joint or that part of your body as much. So I try to give that type of leadership and hints as I go through the live workout.
So, all right. So other than just on top of owning the Global Fitness Club, you're also the workout guru, so to speak, the guy on TV that they follow and everything else. So, from what you said, now is there anybody else involved with that is on TV with you?
That's a great question. Right at this point, my son joins me quite often. His name's Wyatt. He's now 17, which is fantastic because he's had some of his friends over, and on occasion they will join us on the live broadcast. I've had colleagues come by. The beautiful thing, though, is that everyone else does not need to be in my home to do the workout. So that's the beauty of it. It's literally global because it's being streamed on the internet. And by the way, there are recorded versions for those that can't make it. I am in a certain time zone. I'm on the Pacific Standard Time, and for those on the East Coast, when I work out, it might be too late. For those that are, over in Hawaii, it might be too early. They're still at work. And for those, we have alternatives where they can go and become a premium member and get access to our full library of recorded workouts, and they're on demand. They can play those. It's just like a YouTube video on your tablet or phone.
Oh, cool. And how long are the videos usually?
The videos, the recorded versions, are around an hour each. The live workouts, I try to keep around a half hour. Sometimes they go into 45 minutes. But the beautiful thing about the recorded workouts, they're cut in two segments. So right at a halfway point, we will repeat everything we just finished. And if you're gassed and you can't go any farther, make that your ending point, and you're good to go.
With the Global Fitness Club, I saw on the website you have free membership and a paid membership. So let's take a quick little break here and plug that. So what is the difference between the two? What do you get with one versus the other?
Oh, great question. Yeah, with the free membership, basically you get access to the live workouts, which again are only done at certain times during the day. And so again, that's a limitation for folks who may not be able to make that. The paid version, the premium membership, is simply a way to give people access to all the workouts anytime, 24/7. It also includes additional things like access to a forum where you can engage with other people who are working out and share notes, etc. You also get access to an extended diet or meal plan, nutrition plan through the Paleo. As I mentioned earlier, the Paleo plan. There's also a referral program where if you wish to refer this to a friend, a colleague, anybody anywhere around the world that is also interested in fitness, and they become a premium member, we will actually pay you a percentage of their membership fee each and every month. And the entire program is very affordable. It's a whopping $9 a month to become a premium member. So we made it very affordable.
How much was that a month? Can you say that again?
Yeah, $9 even.
$9 a month. Wow. Oh, folks, you can't beat that, and you can click on the button right below this where you're listening to the podcast here, and click on there. It'll take you to the Global Fitness Club, or you can go there globalfitnessclub.com, and that's it, right? Is it globalfitnessclub.com? Is that right?
Correct. That's exactly correct. Yep.
Okay, and I'll have links to it on my side as well. You guys know that. Top Fitness Strategies always has links to all the resources and everything else here. All right, you also mentioned a nutrition plan, which intrigues me because most people, when they think about workouts, they just think about lifting weights and sweating and everything else. Now, I know this is going to be a real softball-type question for you, but how much does nutrition play a part of being healthy?
Yeah, I know you know the answer, and many others, some others out there will as well. But I honestly didn't even know this answer until I started getting back into it and serious recently. But it's been stated either between 75 to 80% of the overall fitness equation. What that means is the working out, the physical movement, and the types of exercises we go through are only 20 to 25% of that equation. So nutrition is far more important to one's fitness and health than actual movement. However, the fitness and the movement and exercise is vitally important. It's a marriage. You can't have you should not do one without the other. Let me put it that way. Nutrition, start with nutrition. I wish I could remember off it's escaping me. There was this enormous bodybuilder, very famous, very I don't know about famous because I can't remember his name, but he was enormous, and I watched a clip of him talking about, and giving advice to any budding bodybuilders. We're talking about bodybuilding, not fitness, but it still fits. He said, change your fitness habit, or change your nutritional habits, eat healthy before you ever even think about stepping foot in a gym. Don't even come into a gym unless you've started a healthy habit of nutrition.
Really? I've never heard that before, but that makes total sense. Oh, wow. I like that.
So I would recommend not doing one without the other. And that is one thing that even free members get. I will immediately they will get a nutrition secrets guide that will take them through the basics of the paleo nutrition plan so they can see if that's a fit for them. I don't sell any food or anything of that sort through my fitness program. I just give them the information to make the choice and go forward and execute on that decision.
Interesting. Okay, so if somebody, let's say somebody becomes a member today, right, how long before they start seeing any kind of results if they follow what your teachings?
I love that question. I get that a lot, and it's a valid question.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's very valid. It really does, and you get sick of hearing this, I know, but not you personally, but it varies from person to person. But a good rule of thumb is, and this again, keep in mind, is if you are holding true to eating clean and working out on a regular basis, 6 to 7 days a week. People don't want to hear that, but this is the truth, and we're all about the truth and results here. But it's been said that it can take up to 4 weeks for you to look in the mirror and see the difference. It can take up to 8 weeks for close family and friends to see your results, and up to 12 weeks for casual acquaintances to recognize or see the results. And to be honest, that held true with me. It takes time. The body wasn't built in a day. In fact, it took 9 months for us to come out of that womb, and a lot was going on in that time. 12 weeks really isn't that much in that frame. But if you are consistent, if you eat healthy, if you exercise, you may very well see results much quicker. It depends on a lot of factors, your age, your range of motion at that time. If you're young, you will see results most likely quicker than you will if you're up more like our age, Andrew, or above that. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. It's not about physically seeing with the eyeball the results. It's more about what you're feeling, you're healthy, and are you productive? Is your mind active? It's about living a healthy life.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm glad you say all that because a lot of people, and we both know this, they start out a workout program, like let's say for the next week or so, they work out 5 of the next 7 days. They're really sore. They look in the mirror and they say, well, I don't see any difference. This must not be working. Then they slack off a little, maybe the next 3 days, and don't see any results, and then they slack off maybe 1 day a week. So, folks, if you're listening, like Brian just said, give it a good 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks minimum before you even consider seeing any kind of results in a workout program. Now, and then once you throw in the diet, the proper diet, yeah, you might see some what I call shrinkage in the body somewhere, but the muscles aren't going to start happening yet. So you have to give it some sort of time frame, like you said. The human body takes a while to develop. So I'm glad you probably brought that up because too many people want to do a microwave workout, if you will. Give me 30 minutes for the next 2 days, and I should have arms like Arnold or something.
Yeah.
So. Okay. So as I'm going through my notes here and listening to some of your past interviews and doing my research, you have, I guess, there are 5 tips for people, and I bring that up. And maybe I'm just not asking it the right way, but I don't want to come to surprise you with saying, "All right, give me some tips." Could we go through some of these 5 tips that you have, or any of the 5 that you recommend people do, or however you want to phrase it?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to, and we can go through them very quickly, or just do a few. Either way is fine. But the most obvious one is, and it's so pertinent to our conversation today, is if you're not healthy, you're not happy. If you're not happy, then life is not, life is a struggle. It's not a wondrous journey anymore. So get fit. Make a commitment. It doesn't have to be through Global Fitness Club. Find the type of routine that most resonates with you and latch on to it and commit to it. If it doesn't work out, if you don't like it after a week, find a different one. But keep going. Don't take a big gap and wait 2 weeks to find another one. If you like Zumba, try it. And if you don't like it, go to yoga. If you don't like that, but don't put gaps in between. Another one is, this is a great one because it follows the attitude of gratitude, and that is serve others. Ask yourself, how can I actually help others today? What this does is it gives you this giving attitude, if you will, and in return, you will notice some gratitude feeding back from them to you. And that will further inspire you to continue to act as an example to even more people. And by that, I mean, as you're working out and getting fit, you're showing this attitude of gratitude. They're paying more attention to you and starting to notice even more that you are more fit. Now you get to be a sounding board or a billboard, a walking billboard, to say, look, I did it. You should too. I would recommend that you also get into a fitness program. Another tip would be, and I tell this one to my kids all the time. I have a son and a daughter. I just tell them, take it easy, ease up, stop taking life so seriously. There is plenty of time in life to be serious. Mm-hmm. You only need to be serious when you need to be serious. So lighten up, smile, kid around, joke, and above all, love. Just be a shining light to others, and that will also further your we're not just talking physical fitness, also mental and spiritual. Mm-hmm. And that segues perfectly. Have a positive attitude. But I would like to caution folks, don't rely on a positive attitude 100% to get you through. Let's face it, we all have those days where it just seems nearly impossible to carry through and have a positive attitude. But the important thing is simply to remove as much negativity from your mind and your life as possible. Once you've changed your mindset for the better, though, you're not just presented with this magic wand and you can wave it and say, I'm better. But you also have to be aware and act and do. Like if you have any type of opportunity or situation that presents itself, don't just go and say, I have a positive attitude. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be positive. Oh, look, there's a fitness program. Yeah, I'm going to pause it and keep walking by the door. Act. Go into the door. Keep that positive attitude going and get fit.
I like that. Okay.
And that just segues into the last one, which I kind of already hit on, is, don't just keep your eye out for opportunities. If one comes to you, if one is presented, don't ignore it. Keep your eye out and tuned in and focused and look for them and act on it. And that will help you just to be happier. If you miss opportunities, obviously, you may look back and go, oh my gosh, there was one right there. It slipped right through my fingers. And I say that because I'm very involved in the entrepreneurial community, and that was for my entrepreneurial friends, is always keep your eyes open, your radar out, be alert. And how can you be alert? Well, you can be better alert if you are fit, both physically and mentally.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I couldn't agree with those 5 more, Brian. Those hit the nail right on the head. Those are fantastic. And people right away that are on a different mindset are going to say, well, those aren't fitness related. I'm like, well, yeah, they are. Believe me, folks, once you truly understand what he's talking about there, yes, that's a basis for fitness, what he talked about, all 5 of those tips. So that's awesome, Brian. Thank you. Okay, so a person that, let's say they join today, what can they expect from Global Fitness Club in the next month or two? The average person that comes in.
Well, it's really not what they can expect from Global Fitness. It's what can they expect from themselves, because it's 100% up to them. We will provide them, we will open the door, the gates will open, and they simply need to step inside the door and make use of what was presented in front of them. So the first thing you would want to do is acquire, if you don't have them already, a set of high-quality resistance bands. Now, we offer a set on our site. We do not sell these. They are not ours. They just are made available to you. Yes, we earn maybe a dollar or two literally per sale of that through an affiliate program on Amazon. Currently, I'm looking into another company as we speak for that, but that's a whole different topic. So that's it. Acquire high-quality resistance bands. You can go to any local sporting goods store or department store that has a sporting section and acquire bands there as well. It does not have to be through Global Fitness Club at all. And then just show up. We work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday live from 5:30 p.m. Pacific for approximately a half an hour, maybe a little longer sometimes, and just show up. If that time doesn't work for you, simply upgrade to premium. It's only a monthly charge, $9 a month. And hey, it may not be the right fitness program for you. That's okay. Try it out for the first month. You can cancel it any time, and you won't be billed ever again. And you can still come back and work out with us via the free live workouts.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And for the folks that are wanting to jump on this right away, there's a big link below where you're listening right now. It says Global Fitness. Click on that and get over to it. You can also go to globalfitness.com. Do you have any other Facebook pages or anything there, Brian?
Yeah, actually, simply log into Facebook. The best way to find it is to type in the words Global Space Fitness Space Club, and it will bring it right up. That's our fitness page. And feel free to connect with me personally on Facebook. It's Brian Carl Kelly with a C. I just looked that up on Facebook as well. Would love to interact with like-minded folks who enjoy fitness and high productivity.
Brian, you and I are so much alike because I'm the same way. And folks, when he says he'll get back with it, he does. Because I sent him an email through Facebook, and within a few hours he got back with me. That was the first time we've ever talked, and that's probably the first time he said, "Who is this joker contacting me?" And so right away, I mean, he's a great guy. Obviously, he's a genuine guy. He gives his heart and soul and everything else. Brian, thank you for being the guest today. Is there any last few parting words of wisdom you'd like to tell people that are listening right now? I mean, more than what you've already you gave. You gave quite a bit, but is there anything else you'd like to say?
Man, just, enjoy life, whatever that means for you. Fitness is a great way to start because you will just have so many more options made available to you when you have an alert, open mind, and a fit, functioning body. So live life to its fullest and have no regrets.
Awesome. Brian, thank you once again for being our guest, and that's globalfitnessclub.com, or just click the big link right below this, what you're listening to here. Again, Brian Kelly has been my awesome guest this month, and all you fitness insiders, you'll listen to this and then get all kinds of good stuff. TopFitnessStrategies.com is the site. Same Facebook, Top Fitness Strategies, and that's it for this month. Brian, once again, thank you for being our guest. Brian Kelly in Global Fitness Club and Top Fitness Strategies. This is Andrew. Over and out. Until next time. Ciao.